so much for coming. I'm Turly, I'm the founder of Circle Sports, and myself and a couple of my colleagues have been working really hard on a PowerPoint, and we've done a trial run and everything, but I went to see a friend of mine to have a little coaching skills at the weekend, and I've decided that I don't want to do the PowerPoint, I want to tell you a story, and the story really is about how I started and when I started. About 4 years ago, I was running a successful business, and my son was a sports scholar, and I spent the entire weekend going around the country standing next to a cricket pitch or a football pitch or a rugby pitch. And the one thing I noticed was that these kids, wherever their background was, once they got on that pitch, they all pulled together. And I thought this was amazing quality, and I knew that I had a big void in my stomach, and I didn't know what it was, but it was something to do with youth and something to do with sport. So what I did, PowerPoint's not working. Sorry. So what I did was I actually started a sports shop it was outside of London, and it was a pilot scheme originally, and it was to try and help young people get into sport. But the more we actually, when I set it up, I decided I wanted to take staff who were unemployed, and I took 9 people from the Future Job Fund, 9 young people, and they came in, and what was really quite frightening was their view of the job centre and their experience. And their lack of hope, they didn't seem to realise, they didn't know what they wanted to do, they'd had no careers advice, and it just seemed to me that it wasn't rocket science to just try and get them focused and mentor them. So I actually did a presentation in front of the Rotary Club, and they gave us a week team building at Grafton Water for one of my young people. And I chose Mandy. She was a lovely girl, she's a tiny little thing, and she had 11 siblings, so she'd jump up and down and make a lot of noise, and she had a hearing disability, so she had a hearing aid on and had this sweet way of finishing your sentences for you. Anyway, I took Mandy up to Grafton Water and to this lovely hostel, and on the way she was telling me that after she left work and the training, that she would help her mother with her younger siblings, and sadly her mother was an alcoholic, and that she didn't see that her life was going to be that much different. And anyway, she'd never been away from home, so she went, and I picked her up a week later, and she was a changed person. She was absolutely going to change her life, and she ditched a violent boyfriend, and she asked me if she could spend more time being trained. So I trained her in the shop, in retail, in customer service, and she went on to get a very good job. And she contacted me through LinkedIn the other day, and she's now married. She's got a 2-year-old son. She's a fantastic member of the community, and she's a real success story. And for me, it wasn't that difficult. It wasn't rocket science. It was just that she, like many of the young people that come to me, whether they're 3rd generation unemployed or they're graduates, they're just missing advice, they're missing confidence, they haven't got the right role models, and they just don't have the skills to actually get the job, or even know necessarily what the job is. So what we've done is, obviously we can't send everybody in a week away, is I've got 2 shops. I've got one in Dalston, which has been open 10 weeks, and then one in Westminster. And they're really cool shops. And so we take young people from young unemployed people, and they do three sessions a week. They volunteer on the shop floor. They approach people. They talk to people. They learn teamwork. They learn cash handling. They're mentored. So if they're not there on time, we ask why. And they also get a BTEC as well, actually, through the course and through the shop in customer service, which helps their CV. So along the time that they're volunteering, we run a 10-week course. And the course is really about mindset and confidence. And so we start with goal setting, and they learn how to set goals, long, medium, I love this slide, long, medium, and short and long. And the short-term goal is finish the course, get the job, and then after that, once you've got the financial independence, we'll carry on supporting you and mentoring you. These 2 guys are a very good example. So they also then, as I said, they learn customer service, and they get a BTEC in customer service. They learn confidence. Professor Ros Taylor, she flies in from Edinburgh, and she delivers the same course in confidence to the young people that she does with Coots and John Lewis. And it's just, in 4 hours, the change in a person is amazing. We do personal presentation, and that's done by an ex-model. And she was Sandra Rose's muse for 20 years, and she's about 6'2" American lady, and she waltzes in and she says, right you lot, and she films them for 30 seconds. And then she comes back and films them at 4 minutes, 4 hours later, and you just wouldn't know they were the same people. And so she teaches them all about how you do eye contact, how you shake a hand, how you sell yourself, all those things that, again, we take for granted. We also do teamwork, personal budgeting, and we do a lot of mock interviews, and we take them on corporate days at BP and S3, and places where they can really they can experience a proper working environment. So far, I think it's up to me, we've got over 60 young people in our 5 courses, well, I think there's 6 courses now because we've just finished in Dalston, into permanent employment. 10% of those youngsters have actually achieved supervisor level, you girls at the back, and 90% are still in their jobs a year later, which we're incredibly proud of. When we run these courses, there's 15 young people at a time, and now we've got the 2 centres, we can double this. One student costs approximately $1,200 to put through the course, and the course itself costs approximately $18,000. We have the capacity to run 4 more courses this year, and we would like you to give very generously, because you could actually double the amount and make it for over 100 young people that we've got in permanent jobs. Thank you very much.